quick shout out to my patrons. Without you guys, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Literary Apothecary, and I am starting off this weekly reading vlog by kind of recapping what I'm going to be starting this week reading, and then I will be checking in more than I have in the past because I realized while I was editing last week's video that I had hardly checked in at all. So, checking in more this week, I promise. Also hoping to get a lot more reading done this week to have check-ins about. So this week I will be continuing my read of First Writer's Call by Christian Britton, Book 2 in the Green Rider series. I hope to get good progress in this. I am almost at the 200 page mark, and there is about a little less than 600 pages. So hoping to make good progress in this. And now I am just 100 pages to the end of the Ember Blade, so I will be finishing this today, and I will be checking in once I have that finished. I am so excited to finish this. Can't wait to see how it ends, and this has been a ride, y'all. I am making good progress in Anathem. I've been listening to the audiobook while doing stuff around the apartment and stuff, and I am interested to see where this goes. I think I'm about 55% through in now, and so things are just getting interesting. What else am I reading? Waking Ursa Minor will be going probably during the work week because that is an ebook that I have up on my work computer. And at home this weekend, I will be finishing off The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe for my third video in the Books My Boyfriend Gave Me series. Once I have finished the Ember Blade, I will be starting in on Suzanne's Diary for Nicholas. This was my patron pick of the month for February by Tara at FaceRed84, and I really need to read this. I've already renewed the library loan once, and it's probably going to be due soon again, so I definitely need to get on this. When I'm done reading First Writer's Call, I will be sliding into the Stone of Tears by Terry Goodkind, Book 2 in the Sword of Truth series. And then we'll just see where it goes from there. Think when I'm done with Waking Ursa Minor, I'll go into my other self-pub book from February. Blood Curse. And yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. So that's my check-in for now, and I'll check in with y'all again once I have finished the Ember Blade. So I did it. I finally finished the Ember Blade by Chris Wooding. I've been reading this since January, so like 3 months. I've been reading this since January, so 3 months of reading this same book. I finally finished it. Initial thoughts after finishing it, I literally just finished and came and recorded this. Initial thoughts, I rate this 3.5, maybe 4 stars. Like I've said before, it felt like at certain times it could be split into separate books. It didn't have to be this ginormous book. And I had a hard time connecting with the characters, and every time I felt like I was forming some kind of a connection, they were no longer characters in the book. Chris Wooding had no problem killing off characters, but what kept me reading this whole 3 months is that story, that plot line just kept me turning page after page after page, and the last 200 pages of this book were insane. So finally finished the Ember Blade by Chris Wooding. Tonight I will start on my next patron pick, which was again for February. That's Susan's Diary for Nicholas by James Patterson. And as you can see, this is a much shorter book, so I'm hoping to get this through like this week by the start of April, so then I can move on to March's actual pick. But finally finished the Ember Blade. I'm so happy to finish this. I enjoyed a lot of parts, especially that ending. The last 200 pages were the best in my opinion. But so happy to be done with this, and this will be, besides my monthly wrap-up and my annual wrap-up for 2022, this will be the last time you hear me talk about this book for a long time. So glad to have this done. But thank you, Andrew, for suggesting this to me. I felt like it was maybe a little bit overhyped, but I still enjoyed a lot of parts. So now on to other books. Hey y'all, so I went to the bookstore today. I needed a little pick-me-up after last week and celebration after some half good news I got on Thursday. So I went and scooped up some sales at Barnes & Noble, and I'm so excited to show you these books. First and foremost, the Book of Cold Cases by Simone St. James. This is going to be a book club read with Leslie at the Nerdy Narrative. She's starting a book club starting in April of thriller, I believe it's new release thrillers. We're going to read a thriller a month and drink some wine and talk about it, and I can't wait. This is the first book that's been chosen, and I've read a couple books by Simone St. James before, and I absolutely loved them, so I can't wait to get into this. And just this first paragraph just sounds absolutely thrilling. A true crime blogger gets more than she bargained for while interviewing the woman acquitted of 2 cold case slayings in this chilling new novel from the New York Times bestselling author of The Sundown Motel. I'm so excited to read this with everyone. It's going to be fantastic, and this will definitely be one of the first reads that I start in April. The other 2 books I got were buy one, get one half 50% off, and so I had to scoop that up. The first book is Jazz by Toni Morrison. I had to add to my Toni Morrison collection when I saw this, and then I read the back. There's like a short paragraph description of this book, and it gave me chills up and down my body. In the winter of 1926, when everybody everywhere sees nothing but good things ahead, Joe Trace, a middle-aged waiter who moonlights as a door-to-door salesman of Cleopatra body beauty products, shoots his teenage lover to death. At the funeral, Joe's wife, Violet, attacks the girl's corpse. This passionate, profound story of love and obsession by Nobel Peace Laureate Toni Morrison brings us back and forth in time as a narrative is assembled from the emotions, hopes, fears, and deep realities of Black urban life. And that sounds incredible, emotional, thrilling, amazing. Toni Morrison will not disappoint. She never does. She is the queen of writing. And I love just how simple her covers are. Just the title and all of the, I'm just with a new forward by her. I can't wait. This is one of the few Toni Morrison books I haven't read yet. So I am dying to get into this. I have to find time to get into this. And then the last book that I got is called Why We Can't Sleep, Women's New Midlife Crisis by Ada Calhoun. And this is a book all about, this is a nonfiction book, social science, about how women, especially in the Gen X generation, feel like we're in this midlife crisis of not being able to get enough sleep because of all of the pressure for us to do everything with a career and a family and all of these generational expectations put onto us all at once, whereas different generations had different expectations, but now we have them all put onto us, and we don't get enough sleep. We feel like we can't get enough sleep because we have to do everything. So this is a reassuring, empowering, and essential reading for all middle-aged women and anyone who hopes to understand them. This just sounds absolutely incredible, and I never get enough sleep, and I saw this and it just instantly drew me in. It's just, in the introduction has a little preface, a little quote by Hilary Mantel, who wrote one of my favorite series that I still have to finish about Thomas Cromwell. You come to this place midlife. You don't know how you got here, but suddenly you're staring 50 in the face. When you turn and look back down the years, you glimpse the ghosts of other lives you might have led. All your houses are haunted by the person you might have been. And so obviously I'm not 50 yet, but this book definitely drew me in to how I feel right now. I feel like I never could get enough sleep because there's so much to do. and I feel like I'm never getting enough done, even though I never get enough sleep. So I can't wait to read this book. Somewhere I gotta fit this one into. And that's my book haul today. I'm so excited for all of these books, and let me know in the comments below which ones you're excited to read with me. I can't wait. Now I'm gonna go back and make some more cookies.
Hey y'all, just finished another book, another one down for March. Yes. I just finished The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe audiobook, and of course I gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's so good. It gave me that nostalgia that, again, I didn't know I had. I love this series so much. I didn't realize how much I love this until I reread it, but it was just so good. I can't wait to move on to book 3, but first I'm gonna try to crank out some more books. So just had to check in and say, yes, we finished another book, another one checked off the list. Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe, 5 out of 5 stars, more 5 stars for the month of March.
We also got exciting announcement. I have finally finished Anathem. I started this book back in December. Y'all are probably sick of hearing me talk about it, but I finally finished it. Initial review, I gave it 3 out of 5 stars. I enjoyed it, but it was really long and really confusing at parts, but we finally finished it, so I'll have a review coming for that soon. And now I'm off to try to finish at least one other book, maybe by the end of today. That I'm filming this on Thursday, March 31st, so the end of March. We'll see, but that, since I filmed the March wrap-up April TBR, I've finished 2 books, and I've kind of adjusted my April TBR a little bit. While I was editing that video, which will have come out before you see this video, I realized my April TBR is just absolutely ridiculous because I just keep carrying books over that I haven't finished yet or haven't even started yet, and it was just unrealistic. If you've seen my video, you know. So I took a couple of the books that I definitely want to get to in April and added those, have those on there. And then for all of the rest of the books, I put out a call to my top tier patrons, the Clan Frasers, and I listed 37 books. So most of them were on my April TBR. A couple of them were just on my bookshelf in alphabetical order. I said pick a number between 1 and 37, which is the age that I'll be turning in April during my birthday month, and I assigned one number to each of the books. I didn't tell them what number the books were. I just said pick a number from 1 to 37, and whatever number my top tier patrons picked, it ended up being my April revised TBR. So right now my April TBR looks like any of the books that I haven't finished in March. So as of right now, that's the First Writer's Call, Suzanne's Diary for Nicholas, Waking Ursa Minor, and I think that's it. Let me check first. Yeah, I think that's it. And then the books on my TBR that have been decided include Book of Cold Cases, which one of those books that I added myself because this is a new book club that Leslie at the Nerdy Narrative is holding, Wine and Crime, where we read a true crime book and talk about it with a glass of wine. I'm super excited for this new book. The Book of Cold Cases is our book for April. Blood Curse, which was one of my self-pub books back in February. It is one of my Instagram followers and subscribers books, Tamara Lowry, and I really want to get to this, so I'm adding that as a must get to. And then my patron picks include The Space Between Worlds, which happened to be a patron pick, my patron pick for April anyways. Jasmine Perez and the Wicked Sorceress, which was my self-pub book for April. The Passengers, which was my patron pick for March that I haven't gotten to. High King's Tomb, which is Green Rider number 3. So I'll be finishing up First Rider's Call, which is the second book in that series, soon. Dracula, which was supposed to be my bibliotherapy pick for February. The Little Prince, which was my bibliotherapy book for April. And Valperga, which was supposed to be my Mary Shelley read for March, I believe. So that, as of right now, is my April TBR. I still have 2 calls out to 2 top tier patrons to pick their numbers. So once I hear back from them, I'll add those in. Also, Anne and Ev, if you see this, please give me a number between 1 and 37, and I'll let you know if that number is already picked and we need a new number. So that's where I'm at now. I don't know if I'll get any further before I have to edit this and post this tomorrow, but I'm going to leave it there and hope that maybe I have further progress, something else to update y'all on soon. I also want checking in one last time for this week. I'm just going to talk about closing out this week. So books that I'll be reading to close out this week of March, the end of March, the beginning of April, includes First Rider's Call by Christian Britton, book 2 in the Green Rider series. I think I will be able to finish this definitely this weekend. Suzanne's Diary for Nicholas by James Patterson. I really hope to finish this one this weekend also, but we'll see. Waking Ursa Minor, I'm starting to make good progress on this at work, although now in about a week I will be starting a new job, and more on that in just a minute. So we'll see how much progress I can make before I start the new job on that. And so then excuse me. Books that I will be starting next include the Book of Cold Cases. I can't wait to get into this. There are some people that have already started and they said they're completely hooked. It's a quick read, it's a fun read, and I can't wait. I'll also be starting, next is The Space Between Worlds, which is my April pick of the month by Lena at Lauren Lullabies. And as you know, while I was editing my April TBR, I realized it was way too big. So I had my top tier patrons pick a number. Each number was assigned to a book on my TBR, and that number became the book that essentially my revised TBR. And luckily, The Space Between Worlds was one of those on there. And then I will this weekend also be starting the next book in my Books My Boyfriend Gave Me series, which is book 3 chronologically in the Chronicles of Narnia series, and that's The Horse and His Boy. So that's been my reading this week. I finished a couple books, thank the Lord. Let me know in the comments below what your favorite moment in your reading this week was, what you're looking forward to reading next week. As always, my Patreon and my Discord information will be in the description below. I am hoping to do more things like Patrons Pick My TBR in the future, so come join if you want to. It's only $1 a month, so we have a ton of fun. Keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back. Bye.